Welcome, everybody, to another episode of a Can Mayonnaise Kill a Jedi podcast. I am your host, the Artificial Dragon.
I'm your co-host and bartender, Darth Salim.
And welcome to the 95th? Let me actually double check. I'm the one who's forgetting this time. 94. 94th episode of the podcast, everybody.
We're almost there.
We're almost there. Yes, if it wasn't relevant for everybody, we are getting closer and closer to our 100th episode. That's going to be a interesting occasion, to say the very least, when the time comes around, that is.
We'll see if you don't go on vacation again, and we'll get closer to it sooner.
Yeah, we've been insanely busy this time, haven't we?
You went on vacation. I worked.
That is very true, Hannah. Very, very true. But outside of my co-host's snark, welcome to the 94th episode of a podcast, everybody. I hope everybody's having a wonderful time. At the time of the recording of this episode, it is my birthday month. Yay! Just a couple more weeks until I'm 29, and that means another year closer to death.
We're fucking 5 months away from Christmas now. And then next month is my birthday.
Yeah, next month is your birthday. And I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. We have a very special episode. This one was selected by Hannah. But before we get into that, let's do our obligatory self-promotions. If you guys love our content, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/canmail. Once again, that's patreon.com/canmail. You could contribute to any amount, the lowest being $2 and the highest being $10. The Discord is open to the public. Anybody can join. If you want to talk about general Star Wars lore or share memes or just have a wonderful time with me and my co-host, you could do that. And you could go ahead and join our wonderful, humble little community that we have in the making. And since this is my birthday month, if you're feeling a little bit hesitant and contributing to any of the tiers, we got a discount code for you, everybody. Specifically, if you go to Patreon and select any of the tiers, make sure to add B-Day. It's all one word, all caps, B as in for beta or Bravo, day. All one word, add that in, 75% all for the first month. So if you want to contribute, make sure to put in that discount code. A gift from yours truly.
Oh, hell yeah. That's a birthday gift from you to our supporters. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's always good because, truth be told, this show would not be possible without our supportive audience, our supportive patron members, friends and family, anybody who listens into the podcast. So out of the bottom of my heart, thank you, everybody, for all of your support.
We've heard that every milestone, I know we say it a lot, but we really do truly mean it.
Yeah.
This wouldn't have gotten this far without all of you guys.
Yeah, and all the funds that you contribute to the Patreon goes towards the thumbnail art, the Patreon art pieces, all of the wonderful things that we can show to everybody, and it allows us to make more wonderful content like this.
Absolutely.
And on top of that, I'm going to give a little shout out to all of our highest tier patrons. We have Alan Lee, Alan Martinez, Balin Thorne, Y Wolves, Brittany Digger, Dr. Emboss, Gobez, Lee Fott, Milo, and Tristan H. Thank you, everybody, so much for contributing to our podcast, and I hope you are looking forward to more goofy episodes like this one in the future. Yeah.
Excuse me, I burped. Sorry.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no new Patreon art piece just yet. Look forward to that one. But
later in the month.
Yeah, later in the month. But we got a shirtless Anakin Skywalker for all of the ladies to first over.
I mean, we haven't announced that one yet, really.
That is very true. That is very true.
Yes. Shirtless Anakin!
Yay, the shirtless chosen one, and goddamn, if he looked that handsome, he would have definitely been a master on the council.
Oh yeah, when Isaac had showed me this particular piece after it was done, and before it got posted, I had been in the middle of ranting about work, and then he was like, hey, look, your phone. I was like, ooh!
You were all like, brr, 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 brr. Ooh, hello.
Like, oh, hello.
So if someone like Hannah, who is a usual Thrawn XR Coon simp, likes Anakin, then I'm sure this art piece is right up your alley.
Oh, yeah.
But, am I forgetting anything? No, I don't think so. Hannah, your turn.
You don't even have to say that.
That is very true.
Support Celine's Cantina. I have unfortunately been going through some writer's block as of late. And I made a whole new legacy on Starforge, so I've been focusing on that.
Yay! And be sure to tell our dear audience the little poll that you started with a new character that you're making.
Oh, yes. It's going to be a bit of a storyline that a fellow member and I are coming up with.
Yeah.
But it's of course for the blog. But Celine's master may finally have an appearance.
Yay! Celine's master. Who is this wonderful woman / man that it's going to be? Looking forward to that.
Their name, and I will only give the name, Darth Kiriz.
Darth Kiriz.
Inspired by it was a name for ancient Greek death spirits, specifically feminine death spirits, who personified violent death and were drawn to bloody deaths on battlefields. I think that's a good summary of what this character is as a whole.
Yeah, she definitely sounds like she's full of sunshines and rainbows, Hannah.
Stay tuned.
And stay tuned indeed. But yeah, since we were on the subject of talking about characters, that does remind me. We are currently in the works for all of my patrons and Hannah.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's forget about this.
Yes, we are doing a little bit of a live stream series. The sequel / Electric Boogaloo of Star Wars Alternate. My very first D&D campaign ever.
We are going to be continuing this series in the time of the Empire.
Yeah, during the time of the Empire. More specifically, 2 years before the Battle of Yavin. So, stay tuned for that. I'm very excited. I've already got 4 players lined up, and I am very, very excited. If any of you are interested in joining, contribute to the highest tier, which is the consular.
Yes, this is patrons only.
Yeah, this is for patrons only, but I do want to connect with my audience more in the future, which is always nice to do. Oh, but yeah, stay tuned for Star Wars Alternate, along with its characters.
Anyway, Isaac, what are we covering today?
Today, Hannah, we are covering a very dear homeworld of a certain lovable faction, and that is Tython.
See how I switched it up there?
That you did. You flipped the script on me, Hannah. But yeah, today we will be talking about the other homeworld of the Jedi, or I should say the original homeworld of the Jedi.
This is technically the original homeworld of the Jedi.
Yeah, exactly. We got
and the
Ossus,
Jedi Order.
The Jedi Order, yeah. I know you might be wondering, didn't you already talk about Tython? Yes, we did in the History of a Jedi episode, Part 1, the Jedi Order. So if you want to know more about the Jedi Order, go watch that video. But we are talking about Tython today.
This is the planet itself.
The planet itself. We did Korriban, the homeworld of the Sith. I think it's only appropriate that we cover
that we do Tython.
Yeah, it's only appropriate that we do the homeworld of the Jedi Order, or Jedi Order. That's going to be aggravating very soon.
Jetty.
But anyway, so before we get into that, I'm going to flip the script on you again, Hannah. I want you to read this quote.
Oh, yay, another quote.
Quote time. Always a good time around here.
Tython is beautiful and powerful. Enigmatic. Enigmatic, thank you. Tython is beautiful and powerful, enigmatic and dangerous, filled with mysteries and open to those comfortable with the Force. It was here long, long before us, and these mysteries persisted with no eyes to see them, no minds to contemplate them. And that is why I fear Tython. It means everything to us, yet we are nothing to it. We are merely passing through.
So based on that quote, Hannah, what kind of things can you take away from Tython as a whole?
Well, obviously, it's a force sensitive-ish kind of world.
Yeah.
Like, it's I want to say beacon within the force.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And there's a lot of shit there.
Yeah. Basically, Tython, it's not just a world. It is a force. I know. Very punny. A force of nature, a literal force of nature. Not even the motherfucking Jedi Order or the Jedi Order know shit about Tython. That's how mysterious and scary it is.
Yep.
We're just here, passing through. It doesn't give a shit about us.
Yep. It's just like, oh, the Jedi Order are just neighbors.
Yeah, pretty much. Or just squatters on its surface, for lack of a better word.
How ironic. Especially when you know the context of SWTOR. Mm-hmm. Because when you start on Tython, there is a village, any quote-unquote illegal village of Twi'lek settlers.
Yeah, Calicori
nearby.
Village, yeah.
Calicori Village, and it's like, well, fucking well, Jedi.
But yeah, Tython, like I said this to you multiple times outside of these episodes, but Tython, when I was doing research on it, I was legitimately surprised with how much lore it has in comparison to Korriban, for example, which is very unfortunate.
Of fucking course, because the Jedi are special and get all the attention.
Well, not to mention Korriban is just a graveyard world, whereas Tython has a lot more life on it.
I know, but it's not every day you fucking see Mark Aragnos and be like, oh shit.
That is very true. But
or
yeah.
Look Mark Aragnos in the face and say, I don't believe you're real.
But yeah, as I mentioned before, Tython is the ancient homeworld of the Jedi Order. It is a world powerful in the Force and would have a position similar to Korriban for the Jedi Order. It is found within the deep core and is the 5th planet of 10 worlds in the Typhos system. Yep. So it's got a lot of neighbors going on there.
Yes, it does.
But it also orbits the sun of Typhos.
Yep.
Tython orbiting the sun of Typhos. At least it's not as ridiculous as Mandalore orbiting Mandalore.
Yep.
God, that's so fucking stupid. Anyway, and of course it is orbited by the 2 moons, Ashla and Bogan.
Light and dark.
Light and the dark side, yeah. I do like how symbolic Tython is in the Star Wars mythos.
Especially just with the Jedi in general and the Force.
Yeah. A couple of additional things, because I gotta throw these out with every Planet episode. It has a 31 and a half day and night cycle. 31.5 hours instead of a 24 hours.
Oh, that's a long day.
It is a very long day. And it has an orbital period of 524 days.
That's a long year.
It is a very long year, yeah. Could you imagine living on that world?
Or being a Padawan training is like, when am I gonna be a knight next year? That's 500 fucking days from now.
And unlike Korriban, historically Tython has a variety of environments such as mountains, forests, plains, deserts, and a large sea. Though in the modern day, it is dominated mostly by barren fields and ash.
Oh.
So it's kind of a little bit similar to Korriban, but at least not a straight up graveyard world like Korriban is.
Yeah,
it's still got a fair amount of life on it, as we saw in The Mandalorian, but I'll get to that in a little bit.
Wait, they go there in The Mandalorian?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah, that was the place that Grogu meditated to contact Luke, remember?
I lost interest after season 1. I'm sorry.
That is very fair. But spoilers, yes, it does appear in canon.
Okay, cool.
Well, I'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, so when the Jedi Order was around, Tython had many thriving settlements, mainly surrounding the 8 Full-Yor ships. If you want more context of what the Full-Yor ships...
Go back and see History of the Jedi.
Yeah, exactly. But it came in the form of 8 important temples, which is the Art, Balance, Force Skills, Forge, Healing, Jedi Academy, Knowledge, Martial Arts, and Science. So 9 total.
Yep.
Was like that. And also Tython, this is another thing I wanted to point out in terms of in-depth lore, because When you look at other planets like Alderaan, Korriban, they give you the bare basics, the capital, the wildlife, and all that. Typhon legit has named continents on it.
Fucking what?
Yeah, exactly. It's also unfortunate because there's no visual map of Typhon, but it does have named continents.
Hey, creative people who watch us, fucking get on that, please.
Yeah, so
That'd be awesome.
It would be pretty awesome, yeah. So these are the names of the continents. There is Mesera, Thor, Kato Sakar, also known as the Firelands due to the intense volcanism there.
Oh shit.
And
there are volcanoes there too?
Yep.
Damn.
And then there's Taos, aka the Dark Continent.
Oh, that's
Fun fact.
Holy shit, that made me think of Kit's game.
Yeah.
It was a game that our buddy Kit ran.
Yeah.
A homebrew D&D game.
Yeah. Well, fun fact, Taos is basically the place where you go to Typhon in Swator. You're literally on the Dark Continent.
Okay, hello, Satil, why the fuck would you put a Jedi Academy on the so-called Dark Continent? What in the fuck?
And fun fact, one of the oldest settlements that we know of on Typhon is within the Red Desert of Taos. It is called the Old City. I'll send you a brief picture of this. It's pretty basic looking, just a bunch of pyramids with stairs and all that. But
that's called Ziggurat.
Yeah, thank you. It's just a giant ziggurat, and that has been there before the arrival of the Jedi Order. So apparently there was an ancient civilization that existed on Typhon before the Jedi arrived.
As if there weren't other ancient civilizations before them.
Yeah.
Like, is that even before the Rakata?
Yeah, that was before the Rakata.
Fuck!
Like, there are theories out there that it might have been built by the Gree, but
it definitely looks cubic enough to be the Gree.
Yeah, very true. But there are also theories out there that they merely adopted the city, and it was made by some previous civilization that once was on Typhon. Maybe the creators of the Foyor ships, but that's me just doing a headcanon.
But it's a theory.
Yeah, it is a game theory, but anyway. Another ancient settlement that I don't have pictures of, unfortunately, is called Aram, later known as the Lost City of Aram, and it was built by the Typhons, which is the colloquial term for the natives of Typhon. They were built by, that's basically where the non-force sensitives lived on Typhon before the Great Calamity happened and they were forced to go off of Typhon.
There was fucking segregation between force sensitives and non-force sensitives all the way back then. It's like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, it is very unfortunate, but it unfortunately makes sense in this context.
Yes, it does.
And then there's a couple of port cities on there. One of them is Band Landing, which is a hub city made for Jedi journeyers. Other notable points of interest on Typhon is the Stark Forest, located in Fjord, the Silent Desert, the Mordial Ice Cap, the Moon Islands, located within the Moon Channel between the continents of Kato Sakar and Taos, the Strife Plains, the Rift, the Tensa Reach, Typho's Ridge, and the Edge Forest. And I'll send you the limited pictures that I have of these. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot more sustainable lore when it comes to Typhon.
The Tythos Ridge is mentioned in Swator because you have to go there to save a Twi'lek boy from the village who got kidnapped by a Flesh Raider.
Yay!
A Force-using Flesh Raider.
Of course it's a Flesh Raiders. But yeah, other notable locations that were made after the exodus of a Jedi Order, such as the Jedi Academy, from Swator, the Master's Retreat, the Force Henge, Bella Derazu's Fortress, and Kalikori Village.
What about the Ruins of Kaleth?
Ruins of Kaleth, I'm not familiar with that one.
That's a very significant part of Tython.
That's one of the original Jedi Masters, right?
Yeah, the original, Masters of the Force.
Yeah, we kind of covered that in the Jedi episode, but point is, there's a lot of significant structures on Typhon, Jedi-related.
Yeah, but my input to that is the Ruins of Kaleth.
The Ruins of Kaleth.
No, Kaleth.
Runes of Caliph. Thank you, Anna. And then there is some notable fauna that lives on Tython. Fortunately for you, there's no pictures of this one. The acid spider.
Fuck you.
And then there's another one called the flame taiga.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
There's no pictures of this, unfortunately, but it's described as a feline-like beast with 6 paws and an oily hide of variegated scales native to the Strafe Plains. And then there is the guide. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but it's basically this hairy-looking primate thing that you meet in SWTOR.
That's a gwid.
Gwid, there we go. Thank you, Gwid. Yeah, they're very weird looking.
Just giant fucking apes with hair.
Yeah. Another one I don't have a picture of, unfortunately. The Hook Hawks, who are native to the Stark Forest, and they are known to use mesmerizing songs to seduce prey before killing them.
Sounds like the male of us.
Yeah, or like not a banshee, a siren. There we go. It kind of sounds like a bird siren of some sort. And then there's the Huranth, which is a reptilian carnivore, another one that appears in SWTOR.
The Horath.
The Horath. It's got a massive underbite.
I know. They're just like, they remind me of the Tukata.
Yeah, they kind of do, don't they?
Tukata are fucking running around everywhere on Korriban. Mm-hmm. They're essentially Sith dogs. I see the Horath as wild Jedi dogs.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the next one is the Jorgoron, which is this amphibian-looking thing, which is supposed to be native to Droman Kos, but somehow find its way on Tython.
Yeah, there's one on Tython that fights the Jedi Knight after you make your lightsaber. It's like, what the fuck? I only saw these on Odessin.
How did you get here?
I have only seen these on Odessin. What the fuck is this one doing here?
And then, of course, we got the Monka cats. We've already talked about them a little
cats.
bit. Yeah, native to Alderaan, but who knows how they got onto Tython. And then we got the Siliki lizards, who are native to the Silent Deserts, and they are basically a silicon-based life forms that absorb energy from the sand.
Cool.
And then we got the Yuxi Beast, which are basically
they're nerfs.
Yeah, they're basically Typhon nerfs from crap. We just talked about this. Voss. There we go.
No, Alderaan.
Oh. I might be mistaken. Anyway,
Uxabeasts are just nerfs.
Yeah.
By another name.
And then last but not least, we have the Weave Bird. And then a couple of plants that are note of. There's the Ock Tree, which is found within the Edge Forest, and the Heartberry Tree.
Oh, nice.
And even though they're... I wish we had pictures of a lot of these things because they sound pretty fucking interesting.
The Heartberry Tree, I think, makes heart-shaped strawberries.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
That's cool.
Also, I didn't add this to my notes, but I remember this. There's also purple glowing mushrooms on Typhon.
Those are 100% used for drugs and didn't know it.
They gotta get on the force somehow, man.
They gotta repress their emotions somehow.
This ain't shit. Whoa.
This mushroom ain't shit. Whoa.
I've become one with the force, man.
Hey, Master Sadil, you gotta try this. Fuck.
Oh man. But yeah, aside from the ecosystem, let's get into a little bit of Typhon's history. As we've said in the intro of this video, Typhon was a planet of mystery, even before the arrival of the Jedi Order. Jedi Order, I gotta put that emphasis there.
Good God, you've said it how many times? Take a shot every time he says
Exactly.
Jedi and Jedi.
But before their arrival, it was speculated that the Gree might have visited it and created a hypergate, which, if you don't know, is basically a Stargate in Star Wars.
Yes, of course, because Thrawn tried to do the same fucking thing!
But eventually, the Gree also abandoned Typhon for whatever fucking reason.
Also, the Night Sisters did it too, so...
Yeah, that is true. The next race to visit Typhon would be the Qua, the original inhabitants of Dathomir. Funny that you pointed that out earlier.
The Qua just made the rounds.
Yeah, that is very true. They also built their own share of technology on Tython, such as the hyper gates. But eventually they would shut down the hyper gates to keep them out of the reach of another race, which is the Rakata.
Kind of like, we're gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah, exactly. And the
Qual
Qual were all like,
no.
oh no, we're going to press the red button so you can't take over the galaxy, motherfucker.
The Rakata just look at everything. It's like enslave and destroy.
Ooh, that's free real estate right there. Goddamn, we gotta do an episode of Rakata one of these days.
I'm just gonna slander them because they might be okay, but I just don't like them because of how shitty they are.
Yeah, I think that's a thing that the entire fan base would share with you, Hannah.
Anyway.
But yeah, so Qua shut down the hypergates, very unfortunate, and then the Full Yor brought a bunch of Force-sensitive people back to Tython, which created that order of Force-sensitive monks. And then, long story short, a lot of shit happens. There was a couple of wars here and there. Go watch the Jedi episode.
A few wars just happened to go on in the background. Nothing too important.
Yeah, not too important. Oh, there's the Despot Queen. Not too important. I'm definitely going to make a short about her one of these days.
Just ignore the sexy Despot Twi'lek.
Yeah, just ignore this awesome-looking Twi'lek. Nothing to see here, folks.
Just put up that picture and just nudge it across the screen.
Pretty much. Nope. Just got to give a hammer. Bam, bam, bam. Anyway. But yeah, eventually the Rakata would find Tython, and they wanted to get that sweet little hypergate. But of course, the Order of Force-sensitive monks managed to fight them back, and we know the entire thing. They transform into the Jedi Order, and they abandon Tython to go to another world, Ossus, I believe it is. And pretty much after that, Tython would be largely abandoned by the Jedi Order, but it wasn't entirely neglected. It was still technically part of a republic. Like, it was just there in the background.
Even though it was there in the fucking deep core.
Like, it was just there in the background. Even during the shitstorm that was the Pius Dea Crusades, it was just there in the background.
I'm surprised the Pius Dea didn't find it and be like, oh, this might be a good place to set up a temple for the goddess.
That is actually kind of a fair point, but I think they're more worried about killing all the Xenos in the Outer Rim.
Oh, fair enough. Whatever.
But anyway, so eventually down the lines, Exar Kun, there was this lovely man named Exar Kun who decided to fuck shit up for the galaxy, create a bunch of Sith abominations. He's gone now, but his beasts decide to go around the galaxy causing problems, and some of them found their way on Tython. There was this entire event called the Great Hunt. The Jedi killed a bunch of Tarantotox. They're on Tython. They're all dead now. Then Tython wouldn't gain relevance again until during the Great Galactic War. After, more specifically, the sacking of Coruscant, when Satele Shan established a new Jedi Academy over there.
Yeah, after Malgus fucked shit up, Satele was like, fuck it, I'm finding the Jedi Homeworld again.
Yeah, and they did a good job. Unfortunately, there were remnants of Rakata there. They may be called the Flesh Raiders. And they decided to fuck shit up for everybody.
Never have I heard before that the Rakata might be ancestors of the Flesh Raiders. Holy fuck.
Yeah, the Flesh Raiders are basically the remnants of Rakata's soldiers that were stranded on Tython in that old war.
Okay, then why the fuck were there Force-sensitive fucking Force-sensitive Flesh Raiders? If they were descended from the Rakata, who lost their Force sensitivity,
yeah,
how the fuck did Flesh Raiders manage to become Force sensitive in the Jedi Knight story?
Natural evolution?
What the fuck?
But yeah, the Flesh Raiders are officially descendants of Rakata. But anyway, moving on.
But they can't even fucking speak. They barely even speak basic.
But of course, even though they are now established on Tython, this didn't make the Jedi Order immune to attacks by the Sith. Not at all.
Nope.
There's these two Sith that decided to cause shit. Darth Angro and Darth Arceus.
No, Arcus.
Arceus, thank you.
Fucking Arcus.
Arceus!
If you played through Shadow of, or no, not Fracture. Technically, it's called Fractured Alliances. It is the arc, quote unquote, before the Shadow of Revan. Oh my god. Fucking Darth Arcus and Colonel Derek. Spoilers.
Yeah.
A 13-year-old game. If you haven't played it, too fucking bad.
Yeah. Anyway,
Go learn the story. But Darth Arcus is essentially, I think, under the Minister of War.
I think he is, yeah. I remember that in the Dark Council episode.
Yeah, Darth Arcus is the Minister of War during that time. And he is covertly working with Colonel Derek of the Republic to bring back Revan.
Yay!
Yes, and the Revanites are working with them to bring back Revan. It's like,
yay!
What? Excuse you, what the fuck? And they may or may not have something going on behind closed doors.
May or may not. Anyway.
I made a post about that on my blog.
And then, of course, it was conquered by the Eternal Empire. Big whoopee-doo.
Ark can put a fucking Star Fortress over it.
Yeah. And then after that, Tython will once again be abandoned.
The Jedi were like, no.
Nope. We're not going to build any more academies on this cursed world. Fuck that. But yeah, sometime after the Galactic War, Tython would be devastated in a catastrophe, and the planet became overly saturated with dark side energy.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was slowly becoming its twin of Korriban.
I guess so.
And during the new Sith Wars, go watch the History of a Sith episode for that one, Tython would become a battleground between the Republic and numerous Sith factions because they saw that as prime real estate.
Of course.
And one of these Sith decided to build a giant fuck-off fortress on Tython, which is the Sith Lord named Belia Derizu, who is a member of a Shadio shape-shifting race. She decided to diddle with a bunch of
she played around
techno-beasts.
with what?
She basically created her own army of techno beasts.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and they are just chilling on that fortress on Tython until Darth Bane came around and set up shop there.
Huh. Or did they just share for a while, or who killed who? Or Bane probably killed what's his face?
Yeah. Are you asking the Techno Beast or Darth Bane?
What happened after Bane got there?
Okay, so Darth Bane just killed a bunch of the Techno Beasts. Then Darth Zana came in along with a Jedi that followed her, and they had their climactic duel, and Bane nearly died, so they had to get the fuck out of Dodge.
Okay, it's like, oh, we got to Tython. Fuck, we fight. Fuck, let's get out of here.
Pretty much. But then after that, Tython would kind of just be a random world in the middle of the deep core. Nobody knew about it. I think pretty much a lot of the hyper routes that led to Tython are just forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
However, it gained a little bit of relevance during the Separatist Crisis, which is a particular time where public opinion started to turn against the Jedi. And there were multiple conspiracy theories, one of them insisting that the Jedi found Tython once again and set up a secret temple there.
Oh shit.
Basically, the root of the conspiracy is that the Jedi are taking a lot of financing and treasure from the Republic and just putting it on Tython.
Yeah, it's like they're stealing money from us to build a brand new temple.
Yeah, pretty much.
When they already have one on Coruscant.
Yeah.
Just to sow discourse between the people and the Jedi.
Yeah, pretty much. And like I said, as with most conspiracy theories, it doesn't really have any proof. It's merely just a story to attract treasure hunters. So that is actually a interesting cliff or hook for a D&D campaign now that I think about it. That is pretty cool. It's all like, oh shit, there might be treasure on the homeworld of a Jedi? Let's go!
Let's venture into the deep core. Nothing could go wrong.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong anyway? But after that, it once again went into irrelevance. It was just once again there in the background.
It's a fucking ghost town.
pretty much a ghost town. I mean, it's not as horrible as Korriban, but it's just in the background,
Well,
like,
Korriban's
hello.
a literal ghost town.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tython's just straight up abandoned.
Yeah. So this is where I kind of switch over to the canon, because Tython is explored a little bit more in the Mandalorian and the Dr. Aphra comics.
I'm surprised they hadn't brought it up in Ahsoka yet.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But anyway, so
No, I'm saying I'm surprised they haven't brought it up
Yeah,
in Ahsoka,
that
especially
is
if they're
very-
going with the whole ones thing.
yeah.
Anyway,
But in canon, it was theorized that Tython is the original homeworld of the Jedi Order. Of course, that's heavily debated because, god damn it, it's the planet that Luke was on, Ahch-To. That's what it's called, Ahch-To. That was the original homeworld of the Jedi Order. But anyway, that aside, during the Galactic Civil War, well, actually before that, Dr. Aphra, to give you a little bit of context, she's basically the female version of Indiana Jones in the Star Wars universe.
yeah.
She's a treasure hunter. She likes Jedi artifacts. Her father tried to fight in Tython for the longest time, specifically this ancient site called the, the Martyrdom of Frozen Tears.
Huh.
It's a very sacred place, which has a lot of Force energy, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Dr. Aphra, during the Galactic Civil War, she's kind of allies with the Rebel Alliance, and she decided, hey, Darth Vader, I think I know where the Rebel base are. I think I know where the Rebel base is. It's on Tython.
Okay.
Basically a little bit of a distraction for Darth Vader, because, it kind of makes sense. It's in the deep core. It's the homeworld of the Jedi Order. It's got a lot of Force energy, so it makes sense.
At least to Vader.
At least to Vader, yes.
Like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna go to the deep core, and she's just like,
Pretty much. But anyway, that's not really relevant for that. We'll get there when we talk about Dr. Aphra, whenever that will be. But then a couple years later, 9 years after the Battle of Yavin, the world would once again be visited by an unlikely group consisting of Din Djarin and Grogu. Basically, they're on this large quest to find Jedi. They encountered Ahsoka, who basically told them to go to Tython.
yeah, because Din wants to return Grogu to his people.
Yeah,
and
pretty
he
much.
can only think, oh, the Jedi are his people. And Ahsoka's like, no, I'm not training him. Girl, what the fuck?
But yeah, so they go to Tython and they find this Stonehenge, which is called I believe a Force Henge. And Grogu is placed in the middle to meditate, to call out to any Jedi that might be about, which of course is Luke Skywalker. He gets kidnapped by Moff Gideon, and that's pretty much all the showtime for Tython.
That sucks.
Yeah. I will show you a quick picture of the surface of Tython. I remember this back in the day because this was like a weekly release of episodes, but people were very excited, like, oh, they're actually going to Tython. It's in the deep core. Are they going to have a long-ass journey? Are they going to get coordinates? Nope, the next episode, they just arrive on Tython.
That's funny.
It's like, oh, that
Oh,
was
that's what
easy.
that's from.
Yeah, that's Tython.
Interesting.
Like I said, it kind of looks a little bit underwhelming compared to what we see in SWTOR and all that.
Oh, yeah. But SWTOR, of course, is the thriving golden age of the Old Republic.
Yeah, that
and
is
I mean
true.
that by the Old Republic, not the quote-unquote Old Republic from A New Hope.
Yep. Yeah, I understand that. But like it's kind of my own headcanon that it had that catastrophe with the dark side many years ago. I mean, it's still alive, so to speak, but it doesn't have its glory from back in the day.
I can see that.
Yeah. And that kind of pissed off a couple people because I remember this was like a theory, like, how did they get there so easily? And then some source basically said that Tython was in the outer rim instead of in the deep core.
Fucking what?
Yeah, I know.
That's bullshit.
It is a little bit bullshit.
No,
and-
you don't change that.
But no, from what I gather, it's still in the deep core. How the fuck Din Djarin got all the way in there
How
with
the fuck was he even able to navigate that?
Exactly. That's what a lot of people are asking. Like, how is he going to get there? He just arrives. Okay.
Insert Angie Sith.
Thank you, Sif to Gruda. Yeah.
Fuck fucking plot holes! I hate plot holes!
But I think like an easy fix for this would have just called it Ossus. Just make it Ossus.
If you're going to say it's on the Outer Rim, make it fucking awesome.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been much less of a headache compared to, oh, Typhon's in the Outer Rim. No,
Bull
it's actually in the
fucking
deep
shit.
core.
Bull fucking shit, it's in the Outer Rim. You can fight me.
But yeah, that is our episode on Typhon. Did you learn anything new, Hannah?
Nope, I kind of already knew what there was to know about Tython.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
Typhon.
mean, it's a starter planet for a reason.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's very unfortunate that we don't have like a in-universe map of Typhon and the numerous cities and continents on it. I would pay good money to see that.
Still, fucking, it's like looking at Steel Shant's like, girl, the Jedi Academy you rebuilt was on the Dark Continent. What the fuck?
Dark Continent surrounded by flesh raiders. Good job, Satele.
Yep. It's like, great job, Grandmaster.
But yeah, that is our episode of Can Mayonnaise Kill a Jedi? Or in this case, god damn it, you had one job, Satele Shan. Any closing statements, my co-host?
If you want to interact with my blog more, I would greatly appreciate it. I don't really have any closing statements about the topic because I already knew what there was to know. Just continue to support me in my endeavors, and I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, it's always a good time to support my co-host over here. I hope you guys had a wonderful episode. I know there's not that many what the fuck moments with Celine this time, but I hope you enjoyed
I still
this
tried
little
to
episode.
keep the commentary light, and,
That is very true. But I think Typhon's pretty cool. Once again, even though it has more lore compared to Korriban, I do wish there was more to it.
Yeah.
That
We're
would've been-
barely under an hour with this, and it's like,
Yeah.
that's still kind of short.
Yeah, it's a nice and sweet episode at the very least. But I hope for the next episode will be a lot more interesting because this will be for the patrons out there.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm just going to have a motherfucking angerism with that episode topic.
Good luck, buddy.
Fortunately, he's not a movie character, but still, kill me now. I'm going to put in the motherfucking emoji of Jar Jar's
The
dad committing suicide.
No, the exhausted Verpine.
That too. But anyway, hope you guys are having a wonderful day. May the force be with you.
This is the way.
And may these chains be broken.
Come to the bar sometime.
Indeed. Otherwise, we're going to send you straight to Bogan or Ashla.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.